What's the grossest thing that you saw? Because your face has changed.
I know, she did
like you
gross.
saw some things.
I've seen people like put stuff in their butt on stage. No, it was not one of my shows. I was just in the audience.
Get it clear, I ain't put nothing up my butt.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey people, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Talkin Shit. I'm your host Coleman Green, along with
Gene Norris.
And you know the first lady of Talkin Shit is not here tonight with us. She's not feeling too well. But tonight we have a guest. Gene and Katrina always say I should think outside of the box. So tonight we thinking outside of the box. We have a young lady who is a singer and a burlesque dancer. Is that a thinking out the box enough?
I think so, a little bit.
Listen, everybody, I want y'all to give a warm Talking Shit welcome to Victoria Reno. Give it up for...
Hey.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Awesome.
Like, we usually just have all comedians on the show. We have got some, different people from different walks of life. And
Okay.
I figure, how I found out about you and I were supposed to do a show together. Mm-hmm. And I had said, well, since we're going to do a show together, we can bring you on the show to promote the show. But I pulled myself off the show because I'm making more money somewhere else. So
That's showbiz. That's just showbiz. I understand.
But still,
Yeah.
I wanted to have you in to talk about what you do. I know you, like I say, you're a burlesque dancer and a singer. Mm-hmm. And I know you sent me over your bio. You say you're originally from Florida.
I am from Florida. I grew up there. I lived there till 2021. So I spent the first 30 years of my life in Florida.
Okay, why you leave the nice hot weather to come to Philly? Santos,
but
the governor
Ron
Okay, all
DeSantis.
right.
Yes.
That went
But
over
like,
my head.
but like, partial like Florida's a damn mess. And I spent like my whole life there, and then I was like, went through all these life changes. Like, I used to be an elementary school teacher
Oh, really?
for years. I still work with kids, but like, I was like tired of teaching, and I just like made all these life choices, like changes. And my best friends lived here since 2016, so I'd been coming up to Philly like yearly for years. And she was like, one day was like, I'm pregnant, I'm gonna have a baby, and I was like,
I'm in.
done. Let's go. Let's go. So
That's cool.
I met like some performance folks like up here. Like one of the people that I met first, who's now my partner, like introduced me to everyone in the scene and in the city, and I was like, all right, let's do this.
Were you doing burlesque down in Florida?
I did for years.
Okay.
I did for the first like 7 years in Florida,
Okay.
and then I moved up here. So I've been here for October 3rd is my 3-year like filiversary.
Filiversary.
Filiversary. That's what I'm gonna call it.
I like that, filiversary.
I have a show that night, so I'm trying to get people to come to be like, do you like that I live here? Like, do you like me? You need to come to this show.
Oh, okay.
That's the night. Yeah.
What night?
October 3rd.
October
It's
3rd.
at the Velvet Whip, which is where the show was.
Oh,
that
Oh,
we
that's
were
right, the
supposed to be
comedy
in.
show that you're supposed
Yeah,
to be at.
that's a whole
Okay.
different like live music burlesque show, but like I'm trying to spin it that angle and be like, if you like me, are you glad that I live here? you need to buy a ticket like now.
And come out and see me. That's
'Cause
right. Promote.
That's what it's all about. So yeah.
So was
that's it.
the burlesque scene different in Florida than it is here?
It's really different, but I can't speak too much on it because I started doing burlesque about a decade ago. And when I started doing it, there wasn't like a lot of classes and stuff. Like now there's like burlesque like academies and like a conservatory down there. But when I started, it was just like trial by fire, like here you go, like learn from other people. But I was in the same troupe for years.
Right.
Like I was just in a cluster of people, and then I came up to Philly, and it was like, here's all these people that you can work with. Like here's all the like I was just a single person, not in like a troupe.
Okay.
So I started like finding my own shows and then working with a whole bunch of people. It's different, and the city is very different. Like Philly's very different than Orlando.
Oh yeah. Philly is.
Philly's-
We got our own thing, baby.
Philly's a
we got our own
whole-
John. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a whole other environment. So I'm like, okay,
Right.
okay.
But that sounds like comedy. A comedy before you just go out in the fire and see if you're funny and everything.
Yeah.
But now everybody teaches comedy. It's like a comedy class.
Yeah.
So you got comedy here. You come on in, pay $500. We teach you comedy. You can't teach comedy. But as for burlesque, and you're also a singer, so during your show, well, let me go back to this because I did a little bit of research about burlesque. You know, I can read a little bit, and I said that it started in Europe on vaudeville shows, and I was like, well, vaudeville shows, and they had ladies coming out. I can't remember any of their names, but ladies would come out and do their dance, and it was more of an art.
Yeah.
Than just the dancing and taking off your clothes and everything. It was more of like they did an actual show.
Yeah.
So,
are you asking like how it's?
Well, your history of for what you see it as.
It's like, so it's a lot of people think, and this was funny when I started doing burlesque and I got into my first troupe and I was like going to like rehearsals and stuff, and my dad would always joke, he's like, all right, have fun at your stripper rehearsal. 'Cause that's my dad. He thinks he's funny. He's funny. But it's the same thing now where it's like burlesque is first and foremost like theater. It has its roots in vaudeville and then theater and comedy with like the aspect of like striptease. Like that's the whole thing. So like, spoiler alert, Victoria Reno is not my real name. That's a fake name. That's a stage name.
Really? Okay.
That's a stage name that I used to live and work in Philly.
Oh, okay.
Everyone has their own persona. So like the person that I am on stage doing the thing is not.
Oh,
That's not
who
me.
you are. Okay.
That's an act. That's a character.
Okay. Okay.
So it's the same thing where it's like you develop an act, you develop this character, and you go out and you have a certain image and you put on the show. Like it's not just as my dad thinks or thought.
Right.
You just getting naked in public. It's like I have a whole shtick. That's the word I've explained to people. I'm like, do you know what a shtick is?
Well,
And if you do, that burlesque is a shtick.
So what's your shtick?
My shtick, I'm one of the many like musical theater kids that got turned. Like it literally like they got me in community theater and a nice older lady was like, you want to try taking your clothes off? I was like, yeah. She's like, you sing? Yeah. She's like, all right, I have a troupe for you. And then she brought me in.
That's how your path crossed with that.
That's how they got it. It was community, but that's a lot of people because like they're like, oh, you can act and you're willing to get on stage. And then I was a singer, so their troupe wanted singers. So they were like, you're 23 years old, like, come on.
So you got a whole act where you're singing and the music is playing. Like, do you have like a band behind you or?
In Florida, we had a live band in our troupe, but up here, I'm just starting to get back into live band burlesque. So like, it's usually a track. And I don't always sing. Like I do often, and that's like my shtick. Like that's my selling point.
Okay.
But it's usually a track. But that October 3rd show that I mentioned is actually with a live band. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like one of my first live.
You're gonna miss out.
Live band.
No, but our show was in November.
You can still come to this show.
Just October.
Oh, yeah, how about that?
October 3rd.
October 3rd.
Oh, I
check my
advertise
date.
all the time.
Yes. All right.
October
I'll follow
3rd.
you. Yes.
October 3rd.
But
at
where?
The Velvet
Now
Wig.
you
Well,
you got the,
now, if I come to the show, can I get naked too?
Sure.
She looked at my body first and went like,
No, you said,
it's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know,
You know
fat
how long
man.
it's gonna take you to get out your clothes?
Listen,
Pull my sleeve. Pull my sleeve.
wait a minute. Not only that, as fast as everybody get the hell out of the place.
it's a beautiful space. If you want to be hanging out in the house, like, don't get naked and try to bum rush the stage because like that's not okay. Don't do that. Because there's a show going on.
Oh, yeah.
You
thanks
mean
for
just
telling
getting
me.
naked in the audience?
If you want to, I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna get naked and bum rush the stage. I am.
Don't bum rush the stage. You could, if you bought a ticket and you're buying drinks, you're racking up a tab. Go ahead, but don't interfere with the show.
You heard that? She said. She said I could get naked.
Don't interfere with the show.
She said I could get naked.
I'm a nice lady, but anyone who tries to get in the way of like any performance that's happening, like if I'm in charge or I'm on stage, I'm like,
Oh, you will put some ass?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'll turn on you. I'm so sorry.
All right.
I will turn
All
on you.
right.
I'll be like, I don't know him.
I'll get naked and just sit right there in the
Short
chair.
word,
Then
she would
how's
cut
that?
you. She would cut you.
Like, why is that fat man sitting over there naked?
But then you like you gotta patronize, like you gotta give the money to the bar as well. Like that's the big thing too. So like
So
you ready to go down there and buy some
put the
drinks?
dollar fee?
Yeah. But you just like
Burlesque
open
dancers
your
don't
tab.
get. They don't give like dollars to you like that
Yeah, like people tip me. So like
while you're performing?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
it can depend because it's like it's something that's different between Florida and Philly. The first time I got on a stage at a proper burlesque show in Philly, I was freaked out because people ball up their money and throw it on stage.
Oh.
And so I started performing, and I'm just getting pelted like a wave, like a hailstorm of dollar bills. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Because they don't do that in Florida.
Okay.
Tipping culture is different in different places. Right. So I was like, okay, there's money all over the stage, and people are just throwing it at me as I'm dancing. And if you go into the audience and you interact, like people will, you know, give you like hand you money. But like a playful thing to do is like if you have like a bra strap or like your G-string or something, and you like pull it out and then like tuck it into your like your straps, and that's part of the culture.
Yeah, I never noticed any of that before. That's
Because
what
the
they
places
do.
you go, they don't have on G-strings.
Well, yeah, if you go to other establishments where there are ladies in G-strings, you can
But they
sometimes
don't.
do the same or throw money at them. And,
Right.
Yeah, that's the same.
That's
We're all,
the same, okay,
It's a joke.
right.
We're all trying to make money. Like
That's true.
I mean,
But
There's
I never.
tips.
I,
Not
like,
gonna buy
count-
groceries.
Not to count your pockets. Do you make a lot of money doing it?
Short answer is no.
Oh, okay.
She said-
You're like a comedian then.
Oh, absolutely. No, this is not. It's the volume. It's the gig. It's the gig economy. You know.
Right,
You know what
right.
it. You know.
Yeah.
You got to pick up those gigs.
You gotta pick up
You
the
got to
gigs.
make those tips. You got to sell
Yeah.
those tickets.
Yeah.
That's my
Oh
job.
wow, that's now after coming from Florida. Now, here's the question I have, and I hope it doesn't offend you when I say this.
Okay.
What's the difference between what you do and a stripper?
Oh, sure. I mean, there's a lot of overlap with those two things, and I do perform with folks who are like club strippers, like
Okay.
people who work in the club. Now, a big thing is most places you have to cover your nipples with pasties. You can't have nipples out. Most places, some shows are lenient on that. It depends on the laws of the space, like the cabaret space you're in. But like for burlesque, like if you're just in a bar or a theater or just like any performance space, you legally have to have your nipples covered with pasties.
Okay.
So that's one thing. Like not full nudity. Like you have to have like a thong or something on. They like a lot of places are like you can't go full nude. And then I would say burlesque has that theatrical aspect.
Right.
Like you build
Artistic.
an entire act.
Okay.
So like I have a character. I made this costume. I have props sometimes.
Okay.
I'm telling a story, or it's like a fan dance. So like I would say it's more on that like theatrical like vaudeville level. But they both
okay.
involve striptease, working the audience, making your money, and getting naked.
How long do your show normally last? I think
Like a whole show?
that you put together.
Couple hours?
You're performing for 2.
No, it's me and other
okay.
performers.
Other
Okay.
performers,
Like-
Well, how long would your set be?
It depends. So like if you do one act, some producers will put a cap and they're like, I don't want anyone's act more than 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay.
But some places, like if you want to do a long form, like I've done an act that's like 15 minutes long.
Okay.
But that's a whole story where it's like a lot of like crowd work and costumes and stuff. But it depends on the gig, depends on the thing.
You have a lot of costumes?
I have more costumes than I can possibly tell you.
Oh.
I live
That's
in
cool.
I live in a split level apartment, so my bedroom is downstairs, like with the laundry room, that's the basement. 3/4 of it is just costumes and props. And like my bed is over here.
Halloween
it's too
is
many.
not a problem for you.
It's not. I'm like, whatever costume you need, whatever weird prop you need, I got you. You need a wig? Got you.
I just want the pasties. That's all
You
I
want
want.
some pasties?
That's all I want
I
the
have more
pasties.
pasties than I need. I'll bring you some
I
You
need
pasties.
just
some pasties.
get just
some
get
pasties.
black electrical tape. Just
That,
That
the
works.
first gig I ever
That
did,
works.
I was like, it's Gorilla Tape, because I didn't know what to do. No one told me
Oh,
what to do.
didn't that hurt coming
It
off?
did.
Oh,
But no one told me what to do.
How?
It was the only thing I had. I was
you
like,
put gorilla tape on your.
I didn't know what to. No one was like, hey, Victoria, here's a good place to get pasties. Oh, I make some. Like, here's where you go. No one told me.
But
So I showed up
Victoria,
and was just like,
gorilla tape.
it hurt.
No.
It hurt.
Like the girl with the gorilla glue in her hair and shit.
Yeah, I know. That's
Oh
all
my
the.
god.
It's a journey. It's a
Doctor,
journey.
we having a lady down here. Her nipples are bleeding from
Gorilla Tape.
gorilla tape.
Stuck on the tape.
It was it's a journey, but
So-
I'm here now.
So you have a
that's
group
good.
that you perform with mostly, or you just do it by yourself?
I perform. I'm like a solo performer, but I do have a production company with my partner. We're called Reno Production Company. So that's our company, and we produce different shows with like a rotating cast of people.
Okay.
So we do like stuff with other burlesque performers of like different styles. Some people are classic performers with like when you think about burlesque, like the fans and the long skirts. Some people are like super weird, nerdy performers where they'll come out with like some weird, gross shit. Some people are like drag performers, drag queens, and drag kings.
What's the grossest thing that you saw? Because your face has changed.
I know, she did
Like you
gross.
saw some things.
I've seen people like put stuff in their butt on stage. No, it was not one of my shows. I was just in the audience.
Get it clear. I ain't put nothing up my butt.
It was
okay?
not my show.
Not my butt.
I was there to support.
Way to clear that up.
If I'm supporting, did you put it in their butt?
No.
Oh, okay.
I
I'm
was
just
in the
asking.
front row though, and I was like, I didn't know that was gonna happen. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, we're talking about just between the cheeks, like just.
I know. I think it was like in.
Okay,
It was like in the butt.
But what was it?
It was like
A gerbil.
It was a giant cross.
Whoa! Somebody's going to hell. Somebody's going. Did you say a cross?
cross.
Like, someone's going to hell.
I think that was the point. Like I think that was the point of the act.
They saw The Exorcist, the one when she stuffed the cross in her JJ.
Yeah. No, it was like that. It was just unexpected. I wasn't.
Yeah, mother suck cock in hell.
I think that was essentially what this was a couple years ago, but I'm like, okay. It just kept amping up, and I'm like, all right. Anything goes in showbiz.
I did ask.
Yeah, I know.
I'll never look at a cross.
But you can't get naked. You can't show nipples, but you can shove a
cross up
crucifix.
That was really. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, this really towed the line. Like, I'm not a like everyone's
that
all up in
crossed the
arms
line.
about pasties, but like.
It crossed the line.
You can put something in your butt.
Yeah,
That's weird.
okay.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
I agree. I thought the same thing.
But listen,
All
don't
right.
listen. Oh, you didn't go to that one because Gina and I had performed at swinger shows or swingers events.
Yeah.
And the last one I went to was out there, and with people walking around with I guess they would call them ponies.
Okay.
And they would put the tails in their behind.
It's like a butt plug, but it's got the tail.
It's a tail,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and people walking around.
Oh, wait a minute.
On like
I didn't know.
But Gina didn't go to this one. This the one
Oh,
you
I'm
didn't
so
go
sorry.
to.
Woo.
And then it was one like they had these women walking their guys around like with dog leashes. And I went into one room where this lady put on this glass thing, and her boyfriend and I just like, oh, time for me to leave.
Yeah.
A glass thing?
It was a glass thingy.
Oh, okay.
And it was a big glass thingy. And he was like, oh, mistress. I'm like, okay, time for me to go.
Yeah. But like when you go to different cultures like that,
glad I
like
didn't
I
go to
performed
that
at places
show.
like that too, where you're just like, because at a place like that, they're straight up like, yeah, you want to get naked on stage? Go ahead. I'm like, okay, cool.
Well,
But
listen.
then you're just casually walking around and someone's like pissing in someone's mouth.
Oh,
Whoa.
These
I
are
didn't
the
see that
shows you
one.
go
No,
to?
no, no. This
Oh,
is like this is one specific instance, like a year and a half ago, where I performed at it was like an open. It was a clothing optional swingers, like open, like polyam,
Okay.
like retreat, and they booked me to perform there. And they were like, "If you want to get naked, you can," because everyone was naked there.
Anyway, right.
If you want,
swing it, right.
and then you would just be walking around, and someone would be like I said, I saw someone like pissing someone else, like on the campgrounds, like peeing in someone's mouth, or someone like getting a blowjob like outside the venue, and I was like, cool.
She said,
It was just unexpected. I'm
Right,
not
right.
judging.
No.
I accepted the gig. I was like,
Right.
they brought me to like Maryland. I was having a good time.
I think
Nice.
that was the coolest thing about doing that because there was no judgment.
No judgment.
No judgment. You had
All
people looking
consent.
at all kinds of different looks
Yep.
and shapes and sizes,
Yeah.
age, and because I was like one lady, I said, "Come on now, you should be home cooking cookies for your grandkids, But she was old. But listen, but
she was like, baby, I still got it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
she
I
dancing
don't know what
around
you do.
me.
I got it still.
So it was crazy. So
You want some rotten cotton?
listen, oh god.
I'm sorry. I
Well,
don't know where that came
Probably
from.
after a couple of drinks, I probably would have had the rotten cotton.
But it's like it's an accepting, like consent-minded
Right,
community. where it's
right,
like
right,
anyone
right.
can just show up, and like if you're about it and
Hey, that's
everyone's
what
on board,
Right. It
Go
is
for
what it is.
It's cool.
It's very cool. And like I said, not that I've had any judgments of anybody that did that, but when we went and did it, I mean, it opened my eyes. And then the funny thing, when we left on Sunday, everybody came out with the like suits and they looked like bankers and they looked back to life. And that was the most funniest thing about it to me.
When I was there, I talked to a couple of judges, lawyers, and I was just upset that I didn't get a couple of the lawyers' cards.
Yeah.
I might need you a couple times, but it was. I mean, this is what they do, and
they're all they're
one of the
they're
ladies.
Nice.
No,
They're
very.
nice people.
Listen, I enjoyed it.
We
I
had a good time
enjoyed
with
it, and I think we talked about it before because at this one hotel was the 5th floor where everything went down, and
Cole was up there,
and I was up on the 5th floor. And,
you were there when it got crazy.
Yeah. And it was eye-opening.
I ain't see him no more that night. Yeah. After the show, Cole was gone.
You were having too much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
He came into my room one time. You been to the 5th floor? I was like, what's on the 5th floor? Oh, never mind. I'll be back.
Don't concern yourself.
The 5th floor.
If you ain't never been, don't worry about it.
Yeah, the 5th floor was happening. Believe me.
But I didn't know like burlesque was a big thing. Still, of course, back in the day, I didn't know Josephine Baker was she? Yeah, I didn't.
She's one of like the godmothers. Like when we talk about burlesque specifically, like black burlesque performers, she is like one of the like founding icons.
Okay.
Icons. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it was still going. I don't hear anything about burlesque here in Philly.
Well, it used to be the Trocadero. One, it used to be a club downtown that used to do burlesque, and then I guess they closed down after a while. But I didn't know there was still any burlesque going on in the city. I didn't till I saw that Jason had posted that. I'm like, oh, there's burlesque, and then I saw you and and a few other ladies on the poster. But I reached out to you.
Yeah.
Another question now: how long you been doing it now here in Philly?
3 years.
3 years.
It'll be
now.
3 years. Yeah.
As you perform, have you ever got into an incident where somebody was just overzealous and got a little crazy with you that you had to fuck them up?
That has happened plenty of times.
Oh, wow.
Because
She was like, oh yeah.
that has happened. Something like that happened to me like a week ago.
Really?
Because it's the combination where you're usually in a place with drinks. People are intoxicated. There's loud music. It's a party atmosphere, and like people who are like taking clothes off, and like you have to work a crowd. So it's like I'm being super nice to everyone because
you get your tips.
I got to work the crowd.
Right.
And people get really like boundaries don't exist anymore. So like a lot of folks, even though at the top of every show we do what's called burlesque, where it's like, here's the rules. Hoot and holler, like cheer for us, throw money if you've got it. Consent is key, and don't cross like boundaries. Like just keep your hands to yourself unless someone like wants, I don't know, if you like put your hand out and you're like, dance with me or something, but don't just put your hands on someone. But people like who are like drunk or high or some kind of fucked up, like I've had people like put their hands down the back of the back of my thong, like grab my costumes. A dude last week tried to like grind up on me while I was stuff like that, where I'm just like smack your ass as you're walking by. I'm like, no one said that was okay.
Right.
That happens a fair amount, but like you're in the moment, and if I have a mic in my hand, I will embarrass the fuck out of you.
Okay.
I absolutely will. Like I will call you on like a fun, playful way, but I'm like, I'm gonna embarrass your ass. You shouldn't have put your hands on me. Don't do that. I got a mic in my hand. Don't do that.
So do you have security?
There's security at like bars that you perform at. Like
so
sometimes.
they're not your own like.
No. I don't have my own like personal security. It's people in the cast kind of looking out for each other, and then if someone at the show is like unruly, like security can kind of take them out if it's like a liability or something. But it's not like I don't have like a security guy that I like. No. You're just
Cole needs security.
Fuck you, Gene.
Some of the things that go on these shows, I'm like, oh Lord, and when you tell me all that, start the car. I go right in the car.
Because people get wild, especially like if you're on stage and you're this like person, and then you're at a bar and everything, like people just forget boundaries.
I can see that, yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
And when it comes to the sexual nature, people get are really crazy.
No boundaries.
And they just figure because you're out there doing what you're doing. They just had the liberty to just grab and touch and do whatever they want.
Or talk to me any way that they want to as well. And I'm like, if I was just a lady on the street, you would absolutely not be talking to me like this.
Some
like,
of them probably
was
six motherfuckers out there. So
you're right. I'm like, don't hit me up on Instagram. Leave me alone.
Oh, so yeah, I guess you would have a lot of people
in your DMs saying all kinds of creepy shit.
It's a fair amount. It's not as much as it used to be, but I also learned like they have like a folder for like unknown messages or like message requests that I learned about, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's not even in my like inbox.
Oh, okay.
But like like people that you'll meet and like be nice to at a show, and they'll start following you and they'll like all your pictures, and then they'll slide in and be like, hey, like what's going on? You're very beautiful. Like, and I blah, blah, blah. Like, what's your deal? I'm like, that's my job. You don't even know my real name. You don't even know my real name.
What you do on October the 3rd?
That's what I'm saying. Well, no, like, Ben will be like, yeah, like, what's up? Can I take you out? I'm like, no, but you can come see me at this. And it works sometimes. So, like, I have to.
That's cool.
You gotta.
So, how do this affect you in relationship?
Dating. That's my next question.
Yeah.
I started doing burlesque like 10 years ago, like I said, and at the time I had a boyfriend, and I don't know if he didn't know what burlesque was,
right?
But I was like going to rehearsals for like a couple months for this big show it was my first big show. I was like 23 and I was so excited about it, and I don't know if he didn't know what it was, like he didn't look into it, so he came. My friends all came. My parents came. Like, I have very supportive parents. Like, everyone came.
Right.
And after the show, he was so fucking mad. He was so mad. I'm like, what did you think this was? He was so mad at me.
Wow.
And we fought about it. I'm like, why didn't you... What did you think this was?
How long? Why
are you showing everybody your titties?
How long was you guys dating?
Like a couple of years.
So
we were together for several years.
Victoria, so y'all communication skills horrible. There's no way you had that job. No matter, I don't care what you was doing, what job you're doing, and he don't know what is entail.
She came up with pasties on. He just that's it. That's no big deal.
He just helped you with the duct tape. Okay, all right.
He like came, and I guess like
I don't know why she want me to put these over her nipples. Okay, but I'm supporting you, honey.
Yeah, like I guess it's under your clothes. Like
we gonna be freaky tonight.
I guess he thought that I was just dancing or singing. Like, I think he thought that I was just there to sing and dance. But when I started, I did like 3 group numbers, and then a solo, and I started stripping, and I think he freaked out.
I think did your parents know what you were doing?
Yeah, they did.
How come the guy you were dating for 3 years don't know? Your dad knew.
He knew because he knows what burlesque is. Like, he's old. Like, he knew. I said burlesque. He knew what I was talking about.
I seen Josephine baby myself. I seen her. She was good. She was good.
And he was just making fun of me. I'm just like, all right, Dad. But like, he came. He bought a ticket. I was like, okay. Oh. But no, it's dating can be rocky, but it's like. That was rocky because that boyfriend and we fought for like several months. I quit doing burlesque for a few months after that because I was like, I love this. This is great. But it was such a hard time in our relationship that I was like, maybe I don't. We broke up, and like a month later, I was in like a new troupe. Like that's what's held on.
Follow your passion.
Right. Yeah. So everyone I've dated since then, like I'm upfront. I'm like, this is who I am. This is my job.
No, it's not. It's not who you are, Veronica.
Yeah, right. Victoria.
You're right. I'm lying.
So, right. So who you gonna be tonight, Victoria?
Veronica. No, it's Veronica tonight. Veronica.
Are we gonna pull out the gorilla tape tonight?
But if you can't hang though, because I've like casually dated some people and like brought them to shows and been like, this is what I do. Like I'm blah 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 blah. This is the nature, and they're like, yeah, that sounds cool. And then they like. Get to know it a little bit better, and I'm like, I'm a publicly like naked, like
you didn't shock him the first time like you did the first boyfriend. I think we going out to dinner. All of a sudden,
he's
my girlfriend's on this bar sliding across.
Yeah, but if you can't handle the weird, like I don't know what to tell you.
You still have that young man in therapy right now.
Right.
Possibly.
And every time he see Gorilla Glue or anything, he goes freaky.
It's the he might be traumatized.
Oh my God! So I know but the funny part, I can imagine him looking at your dad like, "You're okay with this?"
I think that was part of it because they were like buddies. Like they were like we all knew each other for such a long time, and he's like, "I'm here with her parents and all of our friends, and that's my girlfriend on stage, like topless." I think he like had like everything came crashing down in that moment. And I felt bad, but I'm also just like, again, what did you think this was? What did you think I was doing this whole time? I don't know.
I'm just trying to figure out how do you think. I think so.
Maybe that's on me.
I think it is.
I
think it is.
I know there are
that's your fault.
some guys out there. It's cool.
That's
It is your fault. You know.
I think that's. I was young. I was figuring it out. That's on me.
Like,
I take that blame.
Everybody
I'm
and
sorry.
my girlfriend daddy is seeing her titties right now.
Yeah.
I need therapy.
It's not actually titty if you don't see the nipple.
Oh, well, okay.
Right.
Just,
It's just the side.
What, did you show nipples that night?
No, not that kind of
Her
time.
dad was in the
That was
audience.
my first show. That was my first time stripping in public. Absolutely not.
But I mean, you had
wait
no-
a minute. She stripped in front of her dad. If she showed a nipple or not, he saw titties.
No. Yeah, you didn't fit. This is
Her dad saw her titties.
That's why I can imagine that young man was like, "This is so."
I know he looking at the dad like,
your mom and your dad. Y'all okay with this?
And mom and dad like, hey girl, shut up titties. Titties.
My mom is like my biggest. My mom was at all my dad. Okay, my dad never came back to a show after that. He was like, "Good job, I'll see you later," and he like dipped.
Right.
But my mom was at in Florida. Was at almost all my shows.
Your dad is in therapy with your ex-boyfriend.
No, he's very supportive. He's like, have a great show tonight.
Right.
Do you need a music mix? Like, have a good time. What are you singing? He's like, go for it.
Right.
I'm not coming over there. Like, you go for it. I'm like, okay, thanks, Dad. And that's fine.
That's cool.
Right.
That's
But he
that's
supports you from afar.
He does, yeah.
But you have to be a certain type of a guy, or even if a woman went out with a guy who was a stripper or did dancing, you got to be a special kind of person to see the person that you're intimate with. Just show the world, what you do. So, but I get it. But you got to be a special kind of person. Listen, I don't know. Can I deal with that?
Could you deal with that? Is that a deal breaker for you?
It's not.
How much money
I don't
are
know
you
if
bringing
it's
in?
a deal breaker for me.
Not.
But see, because I'm such
not enough.
I'm such
If
an
you
open.
just doing it just to be doing, we have a problem.
I'm such an open-minded. I don't want to say. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. I don't think it would be. I don't know.
If everyone has their boundaries, if you're like, I'm not about it, like that's okay.
But I can't say that I'm not. But I can't say that I am either. I don't know.
You've never been presented with that.
Right.
Okay.
I've never been,
All
so
right.
I couldn't tell. But I mean, hanging out all this at the swinger thing, I think, ooh, I'm down, but I don't know.
But see, burlesque is different. It's not
different. Yeah,
it's not.
Even if you keep the pasties on, or I don't think, and it's more artsy that you put more into it. But a lot of the girls that dance, they starting to get artsy now too, on them damn poles now. I mean, there's some athletic women.
Pole is a whole other thing. I have the utmost respect for pole performers because even just to lift yourself off the ground is, for me, impossible.
I see some of these girls.
She said impossible.
I've tried. I cannot. It is the hardest thing.
It's
the
very
hardest
athletic.
thing. No, that's kudos to them. Oh my God.
I'll see. Well, how does she do that when the whole
upside
spin
down?
Upside down.
I'm like, baby, you're in the wrong place. You should be in the Olympics.
For real
No
though.
bullshit. No bullshit. They
All
are
this
very
going
good.
around. Yeah.
The skill and strength.
Since breakdancing is Olympic sport, why should
You know what?
Why
This
should
break
breakdancing? Yeah, really.
Why?
I support it.
I thought it was a joke for 3 days.
Synchronized pole dancing would be great.
This
Jimmy, wouldn't that
breakdancing
be
thing.
good?
Oh, he don't want to use his mic now?
Oh, he don't have his mic now.
Once again, our producer's trying to be like he don't want to be with us today. But anyway.
Oh no.
I think synchronized pole dancing would be
After a while, they're
great.
going to have dice in the Olympics. It doesn't.
Like where do you draw the line? Like where you're
Well,
like,
they
this
draw the
shouldn't be here.
That was bad. Well, still it wasn't bad as the guy with the big dick that went over the.
You keep talking about this thing, man.
His dick just went down and grabbed the shit. You saw that? Oh,
You saw it?
everybody saw. You couldn't help but see
I watched
it.
the Olympics religiously.
I did
love
too.
the Olympics.
I did too.
I love the Olympics.
I'm mostly just
And
like
when
tracking.
he went over that pole, his dick said, you're not going to win today.
You can't make that up. Like, I loved it. It was once in a lifetime.
But
Once in a lifetime.
you know, the Olympics or the big dick?
The Olympics.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All
my
right. Just want to
gosh.
make sure. Now the ex-boyfriend is now saying, now she just say the big dick now.
Oh. If he's watching this, I don't even know what to say to that. We haven't
Well,
talked.
don't worry. We only got 2 people watching us, so we all right.
This is gonna be that one time. He's going, oh, what's up?
Right.
Yeah, right. He's like, hold on.
Listen, nobody gets in trouble more than our other
Yeah,
co-host, Katrina. She talks about her whole personal life, and we love it.
Okay.
We love it. So you just talk your, what's his name? No, I'm only joking.
She said,
I won't put him on. Yeah, I'm like,
His name is Barry.
he's like in. I don't even know. I think.
I
don't
wish
think he lives in
a
Florida
camera
anymore.
was
I think
rolling.
He's out.
When you came in, you started singing, and then you started peeling your clothes off. I would like to see his face go from this to.
I think
I would love to see that.
it was so different by the end of the show, and I got off, and he's like,
He was sweating and shit. He was like,
Oh, we need to talk.
legit. I think we like fought later that night. He was like icing me out. I'm like, what? Okay. But I still do it 10 years later, and
That's good.
the people that I've dated since then, and the person that I'm with right now, I met through Burlesque.
oh, okay.
So like that's my partner.
Okay, is he a dancer?
It's a she.
Okay.
She's a dancer.
Wow. So y'all building the business together. Is
We
that
did.
one?
Oh, wait a minute. That's your partner. That's
That's
Honey?
my partner. That's Honey. That's Honey Tree.
You know that's so hilarious,
That's my
right?
partner, yeah.
Because we was like, you said partner, we was thinking business, but
Right.
It's both.
both.
No. When she said, I knew she was talking about partner, but I thought she was talking about like a dude guy. But
No,
listen,
it's both.
right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
I got lost what you said.
She got what the fuck I
Okay,
said.
I was like,
When she said
all right.
partner, I just automatically thought what to guy.
You don't have to explain to me.
But
you don't
listen,
have to explain
this
yourself to me.
is a whole different world now. You can love whoever
It's
the
a
hell you want to
different
love.
world.
Just listen.
You want to talk about though, like people who are like, she's like the best dancer I've ever seen. She can pull out like some good, and I say this with love, the best like stripper moves I've ever seen. She can do like a handstand like on the wall, like she's the best dancer.
She's
The best
Spider-Man.
dancer.
right,
Legitimately though, she is.
So is that part of her routine?
Yes, that's her
Okay.
shtick. That's her thing.
Will she
Right.
be on the show on the 6th?
The what now? Oh,
on the
on
show.
October 3rd?
No,
The 3rd.
October 3rd.
October
Yeah.
Yep. That's me and her.
You want to go?
Let's go.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, she-
Yeah, that's somebody on the wall.
I'll send you a flyer, but like
friendly
she's like we go together well because she's that kind of performer, and I'm a whole ass other different kind of performer,
So-
and then we have a production company together.
So, okay, she's very athletic
Yes.
and
You're more sensual.
and more.
I'm also like a
And you're
goofball.
saying.
Yeah, I'm also like a comedy. Like I'm also like a goofball. Like I'm gonna get in the crowd and like sing in your face. I'm gonna be like, I know you know the words of this song. You better sing this song with me.
okay.
Like that's my deal.
All right.
So you're not scared at all of well, you can't be.
You can't be.
You're naked, yeah.
No, some people are like there are burlesque performers who never leave the stage. They're just on the stage.
Right.
And they're there,
stay
and they're
yeah.
doing their thing, and they do their routine, and then they leave.
Like comedians, there are some comedians that go out on stage to talk to people, and there's others just not
Tell your jokes.
Yeah, tell
Yeah.
your jokes and get off stage.
Yeah.
So I mean, we are
Everyone's
entertainers.
different.
Yeah,
Everyone's different, but that's just the kind of performer that I am. So
Oh my God.
So what music genre do you sing?
what?
She said what?
I don't even know
You
what
heard the
to
voice.
say. It's all of them. It's like
Really?
I was a jazz singer in Florida
Jazz.
right
yes.
before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So like I like old timey like jazz and blues, and then like musical theater. But like I was in like bands before. Like I'll do rock music. Honey Tree and I had a country show for a hot minute because I was like, fuck it, let's just do some country music.
Okay.
So it kind of just depends on the it just depends on the show.
Okay.
All different genres.
So if I took you on the show Shazam, you'll be good with those music notes, listen to songs.
Oh, to like identify the song?
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at that, yeah.
Okay, all
I
right.
can probably do that.
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The
I
song with
caught
Jay-
about. I was like, Shazam, what the fuck is he talking
Like
about?
that.
I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, but no,
you
the
talking about
actual
Shaq
show,
movie, Shazam.
The actual,
No,
Is that a show?
Jamie Foxx has a game
Yeah,
show
yeah.
called Shazam.
I didn't know
Beats,
that.
Beats
Yes.
Shazam, him and his daughter. And
And
I'm
they give you a
sitting
couple
here-
notes, so you had to figure out what.
But the funny part about it is I heard all those damn songs, but I can't think of the name.
What the
I'm,
name?
I'm over there, I know that song, but you know, and you got people that's doing it in a second.
But wait a minute, didn't that guy Randy from what's that with Simon Cowell? Didn't he have a song like something? They played a couple notes or something. You had to guess the. I thought he had something like that too on TV. I don't know, but you're pretty good at music, all right?
Yeah. My dad's a musician, so that's where I come from. Like that's my.
I heard you say, "Do you want a soundtrack?" And I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
he
I've done
or something."
My dad's he's a guitar player, singer, but he also like produces his own music.
Oh, okay.
So like I've been on the mic for
just a baby.
a good chunk. Yeah, like he like raised us to like do stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
I want to hear you sing. Can I? Come on.
Put a track on.
It don't have to be a full song.
Just say something, yes.
Anything.
I'm losing all songs right now.
I know this. That's me with my jokes. We want you to perform right now. I'm like, damn, I can't even think of my damn jokes. But when you're on the spot,
I know. I'm like, what? If I think of something by the end of the show, I'll sing.
All right.
I'll sing a couple bars for you.
You don't have to.
Thank you. I'm just like.
I don't want to put you on
You
that.
don't have to.
I forgot all music in that moment. I forgot everything. Oh
She just went blank.
Yeah, right.
Sing some Beyonce.
Oh man,
no, but this is a pretty cool. It's like, again, it's like performing. Like we do comedy, and you doing your passion.
It's
you're doing your passion.
You got to go. I think like coming out of the pandemic, really, for a lot of people, I don't know if that's anything, but like coming out of the pandemic, like the vaccine started coming out, and that was the first time I came to Philly to like really try to do burlesque. I was like,
21,
I was like I turned like 30 during the pandemic, and then like we had been on lockdown for like a year and a half, and I was like, so I'm just gonna stay in Florida, like that's what you're doing, and it was like, no, I can't do that.
Well, let's be honest, Florida, there was no pandemic in Florida because Florida was open all through the pandemic.
You were still performing in Florida,
yeah,
right?
we was down in Florida during the pandemic. Sure was.
Yeah.
You just had to wear the mask. All the restaurants and everything was open. You just had to wear the mask.
No, when you wore the mask, they got upset with you.
Oh, yeah, they did.
In like small town.
Yeah, they got upset.
We was in Orlando.
So mad.
They did. That's what I forgot about that. Why are you wearing a mask? Because I don't want to die. I forgot about that.
No laws. No
Right.
gods, no masters down there. Florida's something else.
What part of Florida are you?
So I'm actually from Orlando.
Oh, okay.
I went to school in Tampa, and I lived there for 4 years, and then I moved back to Orlando.
I like Tampa.
Tampa's... What are you doing in Tampa? Gambling?
No. I performed down in Tampa. And I go down there. Yeah.
Okay.
And when I would be in Palm Harbor, and I would drive over to Tampa. It was this Jamaican restaurant over there, and I had a friend down over in Tampa, so I would go over there.
Yeah. I went to college there, and it was good for like college because like we were just partying and getting drunk, and then after that I was like, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go back to Orlando.
I done had enough of this. So
tired.
would you go back to Florida?
No.
Okay. What do Philly got that Florida don't?
Philly had what does Philly have?
Better football team. I'm sorry, I just had my Eagles.
I was gonna say, go Birds.
Yeah.
Though they barely won.
Philly's got like, there's a spirit here that like drew me to it. Besides the fact that my best friend had been here, but I was like, people like just want to get shit done.
Right.
Like that attitude alone, I was like, oh, you can just do stuff.
Aggressively, good aggressive. Where down in Florida, everybody just laid the fuck back.
You can just do
yeah, they like, oh, well, I'm going to go do so and so, and I'm gonna go do it. But here, we gonna do this, and it's some more energy here in Philly than it is down in Florida. It's laid. Even when we doing comedy, everybody they laughing, but they like laid back laughing. We're here, jumping up and running around the room and stuff. So it is different. I can see that. They more laid back down there in Florida. But it's the sun. It's
just funny the way you said, oh, we going to do stuff?
That was a big... I came up here, and I'd been part of a troupe for years where, like, my producer of the troupe was finding us gigs or making shows for us. And I was like, oh, what's the date? Okay, I'll be there. But I got down here, and someone's like, oh, you want to do a show here? Yeah, just talk to this guy, and you can blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? You can just do that on your own?
Oh, okay.
I could just go out and do stuff? Or, like, people, like, in bands are like, yeah, let's get something to get. Like, I'm in a band now. Like, someone through the Velvet Whip was like, hey, I saw you singing online. Do you want to come and, like, be part of this band? I'm like, sure. You can just do, like, it's just, like, a can-do, like, DIY attitude. Like, fuck it. Like, we'll get it done.
Yeah,
and I like that.
Yeah,
and, like, the fast walking, too. I'm a fast walker, so I'm like,
well,
it works here.
Well, then don't go to New York.
That's what I was about to say. Don't go to New York.
I was just in New York. I had a gig in New York last week, and I'm like...
New York is you think it's fast here. It's much faster
don't
in
play
New York. Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Right.
Don't worry about that. Yeah.
New York is too much.
So your future and what you looking to do, and
like goals.
Yeah, well, yeah, like in Burlesque, are you looking to get your own big like company troupe together and start going out there making millions and millions of dollars, taking off your clothes?
No one will ever pay anyone millions and millions of dollars to take off their clothes. Even like Dita Von Teese, who's like the icon of today.
What's her name?
Dita Von Teese. She's she's like in pop culture. Like she's
right.
When people think of burlesque, they're like, oh, like Dita. I'm like, I don't do anything like Dita. She's like classic, fancy, like super like multi-million-dollar like productions in like Paris.
Yeah.
Even she's probably not making millions of dollars.
Really?
Because the overhead, like stuff is like expensive. Like travel is expensive, costumes, but my goals are to like expand my production company, but then also like I want to take a show like on the road. Like I want a vaudeville show.
Okay.
Like I want to travel the country with my own like band of like performers that are like core performers, and then you go to different cities and you get the local performers, and then they can come
big
perform
theaters.
Yeah, like book a big theater.
Yeah.
Like we're here for one night only. Come through.
Well,
like all over the country.
If you're looking for a host.
Oh, you're an MC?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I can tell most comedians are. He's like shaking his head.
Yes.
There's Dita Von Teese. So
yeah, I know she is. Yes.
That's when people think of burlesque, they're like, oh, it looks like that, which it does and can, but that's not the only. Like people think that that's the only thing, and it is not. It is a whole world. Wow. It's a whole world.
The changing and getting the. I can imagine. It's like a play.
It's a play.
It's
like you have cues, you have a lineup, you have different costumes, you have an MC. Like it's a whole thing.
Because I don't know the show we were going to do. If Jason was going to be the MC or not. I know. I think I was just going to do straight up comedy, but I do know. They used to have a burlesque show. Now I remember down at the where you just got here. They used to call what's the name? The five spot or something. When they started doing the music down there, where Jill Scott and all of them used to play down there. I think it used to call the 5 spot, and they used to have a burlesque show down there, and they used to have MCs doing so and so down there. I never MC. I used to do comedy down there, but I believe they had a burlesque show there ongoing. But I think they closed down after a while, because that's what's the Jill Scott and those guys. What's the type of music? What it called? They have a name for it.
Like the genre?
The genre. It was
R&B?
No.
Okay.
Neo soul. Yes, that's where they all came out of. Them Floetry and all those guys.
Oh yeah.
They came out of the 5 spot, and there was some great music down there. Great music.
Yeah, that's a great genre.
Great music.
Comedians are like natural MCs though, because like y'all are basically just MCing like through a whole set. Like you're just like working the crowd, like telling jokes.
I wouldn't. You know what? It is a difference between doing the MC.
Some comedians can't MC.
Right. Some comedians they just go up there and they're A, B, and C. They just tell their jokes.
Oh, I see. Like they can't just like go.
Right.
Like
so
riff.
if somebody was to laugh or do something in the audience, they don't know how to keep the. What am I trying to say? The crowd basically engage with them, talk to them, and then come back to their set. You know,
right?
Some people
it's
get
just
lost.
Like boom, 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 boom.
I have friends who are good comics, but horrible MCs. MCs, you know. But and most of us start out as MCs, but I don't mind MCing. Listen, whatever spot I'm in, as long as I'm on stage, making people laugh, I'm good.
Okay.
So. When you get that big multi-million-dollar company, remember me.
I will. As soon as someone offers me a multi-million-dollar contract to do striptease, I'm calling everybody I know. Everyone in Philly. Everyone can get on the train.
I'll be outside your window calling you.
Y'all have a group down, right? Is it just 2 or?
It's me and my partner, and then we have like kind of a rotating cast of like technical support, like sound people. We do have our stage manager in Burlesque. It's called a kitten.
Yeah.
It's like the common like. I know that's cute. You're the second person I've told that term to today who thought it was funny.
I wasn't going to stay focused. I really was trying to stay focused. When she said, I would start blanking like.
It's part of the burlesque team. So like you have your kitten and you have your sound person, and then she and I are the MCs usually. And then we have a rotating cast of like kind of like an arsenal of performers we'll pull from. So a lot of them are the same, but for like different shows, it's like this person will be good. This person will be good. This person does this.
How do someone hire you or your group?
Instagram is a good place. Like that's where I get like that's where like Jason hit me up. That's where I've gotten a lot of connections.
What's your?
So my Instagram, my personal one is _Victoria_Reno, RENO, like the city, _ And then my production company is Honey Reno, all one word, _shows.
Okay.
If you follow me on Instagram, though, I cross promote with Honey Reno all the time. So that's my company.
So like, say if you guys, now I know you each go out and do your performance and get tips, but do people give y'all a certain fee for all of y'all to perform, and y'all have to split that fee, or y'all just make y'all money from the tips?
Oh, like a base pay. So like, I don't personally perform for just tips.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So most places also don't do that anymore because that's like, it's hard work. Like it's a job.
Right.
So it's like, I don't perform for just tips. So it's like you should guarantee like a base pay for your performer. So like I need one act, I'll pay you $100 for it plus your own tips, or plus we pool our tips and everyone splits at the end of the night.
Okay.
Which can be good sometimes. Right. But like that's kind of a thing where they're like, it's an open stage and you can come make all your own tips, but it's like you're essentially being like, oh, I just want you to come perform.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't do that personally, but it's not super common. Like people should look for like a base pay. Like you should be getting paid something guaranteed.
All right then. Oh, well, listen.
So they have classes for this?
They had
I heard
classes.
you say they have classes.
There's the Philadelphia Burlesque Academy in Fishtown.
It's an academy.
It's an academy.
It's an academy. Well,
it's not just a class.
It's a dance studio.
Dance studio, I know.
And then there's also I work at like a dance studio during the day. There's a burlesque series that you can take at night at that dance studio.
So who would teach Coleman how to?
I don't need no teacher shit.
You ready to do it?
I don't need a teacher. I burlesque my ass off.
I will put a song on right now. I'll put a classic bump and grind song on.
I'll tear this motherfucker up in here tonight.
You got layers. You got a hat. You got a jacket.
Tell them I do.
Don't tell me nothing.
I do it at my shows.
You do striptease at your shows?
Kinda.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You gotta come see me one night. You gotta come to one of the shows.
I'll heckle you.
October.
I get heckled a lot. I will heckle you.
She's practicing already.
But tell her, Jane, I like hecklers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. I know better than to heckle someone with a microphone.
You got. I tell them all that. I got the mic in my hand.
Don't do it.
Where's it at? Where's it gonna be at? October the 3rd.
It's at the Velvet Whip Speakeasy, which is where we were supposed to perform. I'm there frequently. I have like a recurring jazz show there as well.
Okay.
And then a recurring like burlesque gigs, but it's at Velvet Whip Speakeasy in the Eraser Hood off of Callow Hill.
There's no parking
downtown. Yeah.
It's parking can be tricky. That's the bad part about living in the part of the city that's got all the shows and stuff. Parking
is a bitch. Yeah. That's another reason I pulled out. No Diddy. Anyway. But it's been interesting. Now, is this thinking out the box, Gene?
It's very good. I like it.
Very good. Yes, we learned some things.
You know that it's a thing in the city.
It's a thing in the city.
Me here.
I'm telling you, I thought burlesque was, over like my comedy career. I didn't know.
He's not lying.
I really thought it was and when he, told me about you, I was like, really? I thought he was joking.
It's a lot of us. It's a lot of us.
It's really good.
Yeah, because I saw, from following you, I see there's a lot of people that's doing burlesque. And I was like, wow. Because I was telling Gene, and a lot of people know now that the lady that played Aunt Esther on Sanford or something was a burlesque dancer.
There's a lot of folks who broke into TV and movies and stuff who had been burlesque or topless dancers at different times.
Wow. See what you got to do?
See, I guess. That's how we get on top. I got to take my top off.
Oh, God.
And people, I don't mind.
Oh.
Shut up.
This is why.
Make those tips.
I am going to just keep my 9 to 5 because I can't do it. Go.
Well, it's not that I can't do it.
I can't do it.
Nobody wants to see it. That's the problem. But this has been another interesting talking shit. Yeah. And Victoria, we appreciate you for coming in to enlighten us about burlesque. And now when you see me dancing around naked, blame her. Blame her.
Because literally Cole does get naked on his shows. For who did not see it yet, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I walk out. I still don't eat.
Like you say, you got to make those tips, right? Shit.
Cole's got to make his money.
I got to make my money. Listen, you know I got 7 kids. I got to take care of them motherfuckers. So, but it's been great, Victoria. Thank you for being here. Thank Gene.
Oh, yeah, thank myself.
Thank producer Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy.
And we always got to thank Doodoo.
Oh, my God.
For being here. And you can catch Doodoo in 2 weeks up in the Poconos performing at the Resort for Couples up there. And you can catch me wherever. Where you going to be at next, Gene?
I don't know. I'm with you. And no, that's November. I'm somewhere in the... I don't know where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be somewhere out there. Just look for me.
He's gonna be at the Burlesque
Academy. At the Red Velvet, right?
The Red Velvet is a cake.
Velvet Whip.
Is it Red Velvet? What is it?
Velvet Whip.
The venue?
Yeah.
It's the Velvet Whip Speakeasy.
Speakeasy.
It's literally underground.
Really?
You gotta go down some stairs. It's great.
Oh, now I can't go. Not with this hit.
Secret location. Go down some stairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's why we don't know about it. It's secret locations.
Secret. You gotta be but now you're in the community. Like, you know me. So, like, you'll know about all the things now.
Okay.
You gotta be in the know.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got your contact. So if somebody see you, they want to hit you up.
Yeah.
It's
let me know.
_Victoria _Reno _. Mm-hmm. Look at that.
Did it.
Again, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, yeah.
I'm Coleman Green, and this is
Gene Norris.
See you later. We'll see you the next time on Talkin Shit.
Ladies and gentlemen.